Hello, everyone. So, first of all, apologies. Honestly, apologies. I put out a video on my encounter with someone called Yinka Obebe on where we were recording our show, A Place at the Table, and how, he went on attacking me, insulting me, all manner of insults, name calling, and all of that, out of the fact that I decided I was not going to stand up. And unfortunately, the video was a bit problematic. Apparently, there was a voiceover, and then it was doing it. So I just decided to put this one out here. It was quite crazy. I don't know if you've watched it or if you've not watched that video. It's really something else. It's like, oh my goodness, I just couldn't believe it. Just saying the words that were in it, the vile, the anger. This is someone who he's always defending government, always, blaming the people. For those who watch that show and have watched the trajectory, for me, what's my business? You do you, I do myself. And for me, one of the things that I'm so grateful to God for is that I'm very non-judgmental, because for me, I just believe whatever I'm going to do it. It doesn't matter what you think. You can't force me to do what I don't want to do. So I believe neither should I also think of forcing anyone to do what I want them to do, or do what they don't want to do. So it's like, you do your day, make a day, my day, say day in something. And then without any issue, you called me. I decided to sit down and refuse to stand for a national anthem that was foisted on us. And then if you want to stand, fine, go ahead and stand. I'm not stopping you. I'm not doing any of that. But hey, no, this guy felt that, oh, he's going to come after Aisha Yusufu. I like me like this. You go low, I go lower. I will deal with you. Come up and shower, so that it's a choice not to be there. But anyway, let me not talk too much. Just go ahead and watch the video.
Role models, activists, engagement farmers, and attention merchants. The world has evolved progressively to a point where we think there are no longer gatekeepers, as it seems. But we forget that gatekeeping is not only about shutting the door, it is about opening the door as well. And while it is more popularly known for preventing access, it is indeed very much about giving access. The actions of the popular activist Aisha Yusufu, as recently captured and shared on our own Twitter page, showed her seated at an event in protest against the national anthem, while other citizens, despite their possible misgivings about it, honored the country. The behavior gives access to decadence in society. Speaking of gatekeeping, this is an example of an adult asking the younger ones not to obey the law of the land and its constitutions. The president, the office of the president, and the national anthem are different expressions and reinforcements of our sovereignty at home and abroad that must be upheld and respected. My advocacy today is that we begin to employ a more constructive and intelligent way of opposition. Social media would allow anything does not mean that we should feed it anything. It is a show of shame and outright lawlessness. And speaking of the anthem, one would have expected that a more cerebral breakdown and analysis would have presented a more solid argument. It is akin to those who say the current president is not their president. Then, who is your president? You might as well cease from spending the currency of the nation. I believe that the opportunity that social media presents is a level playing field where anyone can engage anyone. And this is a good thing, as it fosters information and knowledge exchange. But what we see lately is a very weak, uncoordinated opposition that does not have genuine persuasion besides making sensational content. And the younger followers have followed suit without a role model to caution them and show them what the actual power of opposition can look like. I look forward to a Nigeria where we can engage on the real issues and do so brilliantly in order to present us with a valid reason to support the aspiration of credible and respectable opposition to the government, not throwing ridiculous tantrums in front of the whole world. No doubt we're in an attention economy, but we can leave that for the entertainers.
I think my name was mentioned, so yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
Because you, Yinka Obebe, have decided that you are one who will remain, who wants to be oppressed, and so therefore everything that the
I take
government does,
exceptions to that.
you take all the exceptions. I can even help you market the
ahead, but I take
exceptions.
Go
Exactly.
ahead.
That interaction is what I don't want. Thank God that
Go
you
ahead.
know about that.
Go ahead.
Seven people, when he mentioned that people who are oppressed, definitely was describing you. And there's something else that struck me in terms of the fact that you contradicted yourself. On one hand, you say, okay, the national anthem is different from the office of the president, and then you go on down the line to talk about people who do not accept the president, then they shouldn't use the currency. When did you match the offices and all those ideology or whatever it is that you wanted to match? And what I found surprising was how you were talking about opposition. If we wanted to talk about opposition to government, then we should have brought the politicians here who are in opposition for them to discuss and not talk about them when they are not here at the table to be able to talk back to you too. And when it comes to issue of role model, fine. There were how many people there who stood up? Why are you not discussing them and telling us how they have been so much of a role model to you? And the thing is that people must not abdicate their responsibilities of occupying their office of the citizen. They must not abdicate their responsibility of being citizens. If we have captured people who are willing to be captured, Yinka Obebe, you have a right to be a captured citizen. I don't want to be a captured citizen, and so I won't be. So the issue of role model is for you to go on and be that role model. First of all, you called me an activist. I'm sorry, I'm not an activist. I'm an active Nigerian citizen who refuse to be silenced, who refuse to allow people who are the same. No Nigeria is more Nigeria than any Nigerian. And of course, those people will not strip me of my citizenship, because that's exactly what you're trying to do. And for the younger generation, you see what has happened. This country is as dead as it is because we have people who decided that they are not citizens, they are slaves. And they allow people to walk over them, do everything on them, and continue to allow you specifically mention my name. So I have a right of response, and I will respond to you. And the way I sat down here and listened to every word of ridiculousness and every insult you try to put there, you will also sit down and you will listen to me. And you know another thing also is the fact that the people who are educated, they are the worst kind of people we have in this country. They are the mentally abducted people who come out and put a persona of intelligence. They think they're intelligent. The next person issue, if you wanted us to quickly move on to the next person, you should not have mentioned Aisha Yesufu. You should have spoken on your advocacy. But now that you have mentioned Aisha Yesufu, I'll borrow your time. And now that you have mentioned Aisha Yesufu, you will listen to Aisha Yesufu, and you will not interrupt Aisha Yesufu the same way Aisha Yesufu sat down and listened to you. And so for the younger generation, we have a country that is messed up. We now have gotten to a stage where our children are stateless. They are running all over the world looking for where they will call home, because we have people like Yinka Obebe who have said that they are captured and they have a right to it. I don't have any issue with that. But please ensure that when it comes to Nigeria, you stand on what you need to do. You said that before, and I didn't interrupt you. You've said that before.
There's no amount of rebuttal you want to give that changes that. You can listen to my advocacy again, and you probably understand it better.
I don't want to change your advocacy.
This Obebe is coming at the end because you needed to watch that whole thing. Honestly, oh Lord have mercy. It was something else. I shot what you saw in this video, it's like maybe 40-50% of what I said. They did a lot of editing. I went ballistic. I was not, in short, I no put water for my mouth. I talk calm, made the guy hear them. And one very funny thing, and I wonder how, people who parent, how they do certain things. And that's why you find a lot of people, they just, we are suffering from a lot of parenting that I don't want to call it bad parenting. That's like I'm making a decision based on a one-off thing, but a parenting that it's not it. He came with his son, a young child, maybe probably will be like in his maybe early teens or not even yet a teen. kids nowadays, sometimes they look bigger than their age. He came with the child to come and is it while he was even recording and all of that. You're coming to insult someone, you're coming to, attack someone, and you're bringing your child to witness you coming to insult and attack someone, and you felt it was something that was good. Maybe for him, he's proud of it, bringing his son to come and see, oh, the macho man that he is. By the time I was done with it, he was expecting maybe, normally on that show we have like two minutes. No, it's not even up to 2 minutes because it's 7 minutes we use. There are 5 people, so we use 7 minutes to discuss the advocacy that anyone, brings in. Maybe he was waiting for that. I'm just gonna have few words to say, and then he's listening. We say, you call my name personally on an issue, and you expect that I will not reply you. No be my mama born me be that, no be my papa born me be that. At the end, he didn't find it easy. As soon as we finish, normally when we finish, we sit down a little bit, we joke, we just gist, we just to go over how the show was or whatever. As soon as we just finish, and they were like, okay, it's a wrap and everything. He just stood up, oh, okay, see you guys. Piam! Yeah, but he was so uncomfortable. He said, the next time, if now they send you come meet me, you go tell the people, say, wait, send you, say, you no fit go meet that woman, you no go dare her. Me dey tell una all the time. Me I no dey do that. I'm not gonna dance in the mud with them. We go take the poto rub our body. We go rub our body from head to toe. When we finish, we enter shower go baff. I tell you, we enter shower go baff. Anybody wey do anyhow, you go see